What's going on, y'all? Happy Thursday. Hope everybody having a blessed day out there, being safe. Other than that, we got this Trap Lord Ross video, pretty much on the Stockton shooting, saying that the mass shooting that happened. He pretty much trying to say that the EBK is being accused for it. So yeah, we finna get into this video. Let him break it down and see what's going on. So make sure you drop a like, comment, subscribe, and if y'all rocking with me, share the channel. Other than that, let's get into this video.
Trapmore gang, it's been a few days since this terrifying mass shooting in Stockton,
Right.
and there's more and more information coming out by the minute. Okay, I'm keeping you guys updated. I'm committed to bringing you updates on this every single day, and it sounds like we have got some very big updates today. We've got some updates from some of the victims, a terrifying statement from another one of the attendees who was actually there, and one of the alleged targets of this hit. That
The attendees that was actually there. Let me speak on this real quick. Then again, killing kids is never the right thing to do, but I'm gonna speak on something because then again, we are in California. Let's talk about this. I seen the mom of the kid's birthday party, and I seen what she was saying. I felt for her and all that, but then I went to the comments and I was just reading through the comments trying to see what people that's actually from Stockton, who actually know more than us, and I was just reading and I seen a few comments, but I seen one and it was like, she got 3 baby daddies from the flood, or mud boys, whatever you want to call them. And then again, I live out in California, but I don't be into politics like that because it's none of my business. But I will say one thing: if you got 3 baby daddies that's gang members, all from the same section, it wouldn't even be smart to throw your baby's party in Stockton. And that's just having some type of street smarts. Like, if you got 3 baby daddies that's all gang members, all from the same hood, and they all in the middle of a war, excuse me, and they all in the middle of a war, my opinion is it was bound to get shot up. And that's just my opinion, is that you got 3 baby daddies from the same hood. They in the war with multiple hoods, and you having a birthday party for one kid, I'm quite sure you're gonna want your other kids being there. With your other kids being there, I'm quite sure you're gonna want the fathers in attendance. With that being said, that's 3 members they get to knock down if they actually got them, which they didn't. But I'm quite sure they looking at it like that's 3 niggas they get to knock down at least. And who's to say they're not gonna bring more of their homies with them to the party? So you gotta like. Then again, I know it's fucked up, but you gotta look at it from both sides. Like, you gotta play it smart. You gotta always look at it from both sides. Make sure you safe, because that could have been you that lost your life. That could have been your kid that lost their life. Like, y'all gotta. Like, it's just smarter ways to go about it. Like,
killed 4 people is actually speaking out from behind bars after being arrested for being there at the scene at this kid's birthday party.
Now, people being arrested for just being there, that's probably people who already got prior arrests on probation, parole, can't be around gang members, gang probation and all that. They got stuff like that. So we finna see what that's what it sounded like to me. He's saying people getting arrested that was just there sound like they got prior charges from other stuff, and they on parole, gang prevention, and all that stuff. Like, they can't be around a gang and all that.
Or allegedly over 100 people were in attendance. Many of them alleged to be.
Like, for instance, Young Thug. Y'all seen what happened with Young Thug? He can't have no contact with no type of gang member, or he's going back. Like, so like, and that's what they'll do. You get hit with RICO, all this extra stuff, and all this other stuff, any type of gang charges, they'll put it to where you cannot be around your gang. Like, yeah.
Gang members. And basically, they've locked up anybody that was even near that party, okay? They're saying probation violation, you're around gang members, this is not cool. Anybody that has anything to do with this, whether you're on the shooter side, whether you're on the victim side, the feds are involved and they're cracking down, okay? I've got a whole bunch of updates for you, and I'm just going to break it all down for you today. Now, the first thing that I'm going to get into, okay, this is just it's so sad to see that the cycle is just continuing from this point, because despite the heavy police presence and the citywide grief that's been going on in Stockton, gang members are apparently still sliding in the streets, and 2 more people have already been shot in a drive-by. Now, it's unclear if this incident is related.
They're going crazy out there. Another two more people dead in a drive-by, man. This is crazy, bro. They just out there wilding, bro.
It really wouldn't surprise me if this was related, because it's just out of control. And I know the feds are on top of things in Stockton, but basically, it seems like they still haven't got.
If the feds ain't been in Stockton after this, I guarantee the feds is finna sweep up everything moving around Stockton. Especially after this shooting, killing 3 innocent kids. Yeah. The feds is finna sweep everything up, moving through Stockton.
A handle of the situation. Okay, so let's take a look at this situation, and then we'll look at some of the comments and just see what people are saying about the latest shooting. This is another drive-by shooting. 2 people have been hit, but it sounds like there aren't any lives lost in this situation. Thank God. Let's see.
More gun violence tonight in Stockton, where sheriff's deputies are at the scene of a double shooting. This shooting happening just days after 4 young people were killed at a child's birthday party over the weekend. Thank you for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Andrea Flores.
I'm Golston Dart. While police are not connecting these shootings, it is more violence for a city that has just been rocked by violence lately. The shooting happening just after 7 o'clock near Gertrude Avenue and Horner Avenue. Let's go to Andres Valle, who's at the scene of this latest shooting. Andres.
Your connections to the past are waiting. Get Ancestry DNA for only $29.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Len?
Because is it even a man that was shot?
Yeah, so guys, again, this shooting happened right around 7 p.m. here. We're sitting right in front of where all of this went down. As you can see, there's investigators on the scene currently, and we've seen those evidence markers as well. I was talking to a couple of those neighbors off camera about maybe 30 minutes ago about what they heard and they saw. They said that they heard about 10 gunshots at least rang through this neighborhood here on Gertrude. Again, we're pretty close to Franklin High School as well, and we also got reports to a soccer game that was playing right when this shooting happened, and they said that they heard roughly maybe 10 to potentially 20 gunshots, but that didn't stop them from finishing their soccer match tonight. We also spoke to another.
It's so chilling to hear that, because it's like we're talking about kids' parties being shot up. Now we're hearing about soccer games going on, and it seems like the violence in Stockton is getting so normalized. They're not.
Who's to say them bullets then strike some more kids? Like y'all just out there wilding. Back to what I said, I feel like they should just create a big ass location where niggas can go kill themselves at. That's what they really want to do. Like going through a city, it's just not smart to me.
Even stopping their game. 20 gunshots are ringing out. People aren't even stopping their game of their soccer game. Like, when is this going to end? This is not normal, man. And so you got people.
That's how I go in the hood when stuff like that go on, and man, like people got used to guns blazing everywhere they go when they live in the hood. So it's like, and it's a sad thing to say, but that's what happens after so long. You start getting used to it. Like, I remember when I was in Michigan, the school I was going to, at the time it was shit going on, I guess. I don't know, but like every week it was a shooting at my school, like, and shit. I say that to say this. I remember watching most of us going from being scared of it to getting used to it. Like, oh, it's just another shooting. Like, we'd be all right type thing. Like, and that's not good to move. Like, you shouldn't get used to stuff like that. That's not what you should be used to. So I say that to say this. Like, when it be going down in the hood, people, after so many times of not getting hit with something, it's like you get used to it happening. And it's like, I don't know. It's weird. But
people in the comments basically saying lately there's been a shooting in Stockton every day since the late 80s. People saying, I guess everyone in Stockton is going online with Christmas shopping. It's too dangerous to be outside.
Facts.
This person, needless to say, my next vacation will not be in Stockton, okay? Gang violence, gang related, this is what's happening, okay? People, okay, people are saying the moral of the story of the soccer game is very important. Some people think it's birthday payback. Okay, I don't know if we can say that for sure, but just like that first shooting that unfortunately claimed 4 lives, it hasn't taken long, and apparently, okay, more information is emerging about this second shooting that's happening, and once again, a terrifying new audio recording that captures the full audio of the shots being fired, start to finish, has now basically emerged, and it's just chilling to hear.
Dang, the switch.
So that actually is audio from the deadly mass shooting that took place on the 29th of November. I thought for a second that might have been the second shooting, but that's the original one. And what's weird is this actually... So that actually is audio from the deadly mass shooting that took place on the 29th of November. I thought for a second that might have been the second shooting, but that...
Yeah, because I'm trying to hear that.
So that actually is audio from...
Now they saying that this is like the from the mass shooting that killed the 4 kids or the 3 kids and the 1 adult. That's what they saying this audio is, and I can tell you from what I hear, I can't hear it completely clearly because then again it's off a Ring camera. You got, it sounds like 1 automatic, a handgun. Obviously, you can obviously hear somebody shooting a handgun. Now, it's another gun. I can hear another gun going off between those 2 going off. I can't tell you if it's a switch or not, but it sound. I wouldn't be surprised when they find out who did well. I wouldn't be surprised if they find the switch that was being used in the commission of this crime, because. And it didn't go for long. For it to be that many shots that happened at that shooting, that wasn't no long gunfire. So that had to be at least 3 shooters. At least 3 shooters. That's just bare minimum. And that's just coming from me being around and just hearing shit before knowing shit. That got to be at least. Because you got to then think about it. Like, listen to how long it took. It didn't go off that long. Like, a couple seconds. That was at the most like a solid 15 seconds. Ain't one person letting off that many shots with no mass shooting. Ain't one person doing that. Unless you come in with two switches, and that's still probably not enough for how many shots they let off. Yeah, three people had to, like 3 or 4 people had to do this. That's just my opinion. This ain't no 2-man job. This ain't no 1-man job. This is like 3 or 4 people. Like, that was a lot of gunfire. That was not that long.
So that actually is audio from the deadly mass shooting that took place on the 29th of November. I thought for a second that might have been the second shooting, but that's the original one. And what's weird is this actually sounds kind of different to that audio that we heard the other day. It didn't sound like there were that many shots fired. Maybe that was only a small part of the recording, but this one, I'm going to play it again. This one, it sounds like a lot of shots being fired. There's a barrage of bullets, and it does sound like maybe there's almost like a very...
You got to keep in mind, it's on a Ring camera. You're not going to hear very clearly. You got to really try and pay attention, but let's see from this other film.
And the gunfire continued. Let's hear it again.
Oh, yeah. Wait, hold on.
This one, it sounds like a lot of shots being fired. There's a barrage of bullets, and it does sound like maybe there's almost like a very slight pause in there, and the gunfire continued. Let's hear it again.
Oh. What I tell y'all. I told y'all it was a switch. Y'all heard that? That's a switch right there. I can't do the noise like you youngins be doing, but that quick little
didn't sound like there were that many shots fired. Maybe that was only a small part of the recording, but this one, I'm going to play it again. This one, it sounds like a lot of shots being fired. There's a barrage of bullets, and it does sound like maybe there's almost like a very slight pause in there, and the gunfire continued. Let's hear it again.
Listen, that was a switch. That sound like a Drake. That sound like a Drake.
So it sounds to me like there's one.
Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. That sound like a pistol without a switch, a pistol with a switch. That sound like a Drake. That's just some high power.
One shot and then a pause, and then a whole bunch of shots, and another pause, and then some more shots. Now, it's unclear if these are all shots being fired at the victims, or if this is actually some shots being fired at the victims, some people returning fire. That first shot is very eerie. If you notice the gap in time between that first shot and then the barrage of what sounds like just a dozen plus bullets afterwards, like, that's really creepy. The way there's one shot, there was probably a lot of confusion, and then it just keeps on going.
Now, also, to the baby mama, when she said she heard balloons popping, that makes sense now, because that switch, then you hear a little pause, so she was like, what the fuck was that? Then she probably was like, oh, it's just balloons popping. Then probably as soon as she said that, all the gunfire rang out, and then it's like everybody get like, man, that's sad. Yeah, that sounds like some high power. That ain't no Glock.
That's just messed up, man. It's actually crazy. It's so sad. So we've got more first-hand accounts of people that were actually there or close to the shooting. Okay, this is another attendee who actually recorded the first few gunshots inside the venue, and she basically discusses the news coverage and the poor police response to the incident after it happened. Okay, this is really sad. And shout out to Seti Nash for covering this clip too. He's been doing great reporting on this. Shout out my guy Seti, man. That's my guy.
Let's dig deeper into the story, because a lady came out and she said something very perplexing about the whole entire situation. And let me tell you, she said the news got it all wrong.
Okay, so I don't really come on the internet, but this mass shooting shit in Stockton has really got me so first of all, being invited there, I mean, it was a wonderful party, but I just don't feel like the news is just being honest, being in there and not knowing whether you gonna make it out. And here's the thing, like, you know, you're having a gathering, you had a couple of drinks and stuff, so you don't really process what's going on, okay? So shots rang out. At first you think it's like balloons or whatever,
right?
And then all of a sudden you realize the second round of shots that's coming in, these ain't no normal guns. Like, they in here lighting.
What I tell y'all can hear it in the, y'all can literally hear them soft ass pop pop pop, and then y'all can hear cha 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 cha. That's a high power weapon. That's a Drake or something. That ain't no motherfucking, that ain't no Glock. That ain't no handgun. Handguns don't make that pop. Ooh, boy, yeah, they was shooting something.
And it was an open, like, banquet hall, so there is nowhere to run. There is nowhere to hide. You don't know whether you, and I remember thinking that, like, we ain't gonna make it out to this motherfucker. My kids, like, bro, there was so many.
It's so sad to hear her just giving this account of the story, because, like, you can tell that, like, you know, even though she's lucky enough not to have been hurt by this incident, like, she's gonna be suffering a lifetime of trauma, like, just even reliving this and telling this story on the internet.
No, that's cool and all, but I hate to say it like this, I ain't really worried about the adults. They got money to go get some therapy, get some help. We need to worry about these kids, man. You got 3 kids that already lost their life. Think about the kids that, potentially the kids that got shot. Potentially, ain't no potentially, because all these kids is going to be traumatized behind this. This is a traumatizing situation. And then they're young. Who's to say some shit like this? And they over there talking about on videos how they condone and stuff like this. Who's to say this is not going to happen again? And they may not be here again. Or they, like, this shit is just traumatizing for the kids. Yeah, the adults are traumatized. They can go get help. We need to focus on these kids, man, because that's the future. These kids. And y'all out here killing the kids for no reason from what y'all got going on. And then it's going on over nothing. Like,
and that, like, you can tell this is, she's going through it right now, man. And it's just so sad to see.
Everybody, bro, the news is not being honest. They're not being honest. It was the kids for me. It was the kids.
That's what
my daughter was doing CPR on that little boy who died. She said his dad kept asking, is he gone? I couldn't even imagine not coming back home with my mom. Like, I've never seen so many dead bodies, lifeless bodies. I don't know. I know for a fact I saw like a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old girl, and she was lifeless. I ain't hear the news say nothing about that. I was helping my daughter tie up people's legs. Damn, he was shot in the legs. There was another dead body on the back porch, and he was all twisted up. There was nowhere to hide, nowhere. And like, when it was going on, like, I remember I was thinking smart, thinking, well, where would you stand, and where would you, be? Because you couldn't tell if they was in the building shooting or where they was. All you knew is that these was not some ordinary ass guns.
Well, they already not confirmed, but they said they walked in on y'all, so.
It wasn't, and so
So she's saying these weren't some ordinary ass guns, right? She's saying
I said that already. Y'all can hear it. It's obvious as day, bro. Y'all can hear it in the. Oh yeah. Y'all hear that? Listen.
Shots being fired at the victims, or if this is actually some shots being fired at the victims, some people returning fire. That first shot is very eerie. If you notice the gap in time between that first shot and then the barrage of what sounds like just a dozen plus bullets afterwards, like, that's really creepy. The way there's one shot, there was probably a lot of confusion, and then it just keeps on going.
Watch when you play this. Y'all hear that Glock? Now, yeah, it's a switch, but I want y'all to pay attention to the sound. The sound ain't really like, it's quick little pop, but it's not no real, like, just listen to the sound of that, right? Now listen. Y'all hear that pop, 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 pop? That's a handgun. Now listen. That's not a handgun. That right there you hear is not a handgun.
That's just messed up, man. It's actually crazy. It's so sad. Obviously, it's a drive-by, but it sounds like the car's almost... It's like someone fired a shot from a distance to scatter everybody, then they hit the gas, and then shot at speed as everybody scattered. Like, I don't know exactly how it went down, but as she's saying that wasn't no ordinary guns. I feel like she's saying maybe there was some kind of high-powered rifles.
Yeah,
that's obviously pistols. I don't know. Okay, look, I'm not from the USA.
Rifles.
I don't know the gun culture like you guys be knowing them, but clearly this...
Man, I'm from Michigan. I done heard guns, I done seen guns, I done been over my friend houses playing with their daddy guns, and at the time they was bigger than me. I know a high power weapon when I hear one. I done heard it way too many times as a youngin', and I will say they had some rifles, at least one. I heard two pistols, at least one rifle. Y'all finna get
to somebody from the United States, from the community, who is saying these were not some ordinary guns used in the incident.
It's over with for y'all.
I don't know.
Then on top of that, let's get into this part of it. California already don't even allow you to have a lot of guns. They got a lot of guns on restriction in the state of California. I say that to say this. 9 times out of 10, what they were shooting was something illegal. Y'all finna get booked, bro. It's
remember helping get people to the ambulance, but this is, of course, after it was over. Why it was going on? You did not know.
More likely what y'all was shooting wasn't even legalized in California anyway. So, y'all, boy.
Right now is picturing if it would have been not questioning God, but why he's spared me and my children. Because the bullets, they ain't got no name on them.
Facts.
And it could have been anybody. And I was swimming in blood. And then I looked down, it was like, is this beans or blood? It was both. And I think, after, sobering up and then, waking up this morning, just realizing that my babies are still here. Like, I don't even care about myself, but my babies are still here. But then the agony of the people who went to the party and they didn't make it out. Like, bro, it does not mean to get on no internet. But I'm telling you, this shit is crazy. I gotta imagine even if it was me or if I was holding one of my babies. who would have been helping me, who would have been, because people were just walking by trying to find their loved ones, trying to find, you couldn't find nobody.
Right.
And there was just bodies all over the floor, bodies. I'm telling y'all, the news is not, I don't know if they have to protect things or they can't release certain information, or they just don't know, because nobody would talk to the police. Nobody said, and I get it. I guess, the politics or whatever, which I don't know.
So she's saying no.
In situations like that, everybody's scared to talk to the police because they ain't trying to get killed. Let's break that part down. So, and this is what trips me out. The state, the feds, whoever takes over the case, they want so much help as to who did what and who did how, all this extra. But y'all not giving these families or these informants enough to move their family away from danger. But y'all want their help. And this is one of the main reasons why I say y'all need to do it yourself, because y'all expect these people to tell and get sent all the way back to their house. The paperwork comes out. All it takes for man, it's not safe, man. And y'all not giving these families enough to move away from the danger, but y'all want their help. All this money y'all got, y'all, it's just like they don't care.
Nobody would talk to the police, right? And what's interesting, obviously, she's very emotional. She's going through it, and clearly she's been emotionally affected by this. I don't want to take anything away from her personal account of this situation, because it is so sad, and she's going to be really suffering from some trauma. But I think it's interesting, right, the way that she's kind of saying, like, oh, the news, they're not really reporting on this. I don't feel like the news even are aware of the state of things. I mean, they're reporting on it from kind of an aftermath, the police and investigation standpoint, but like, this is why this is so important that we have people like Sedi Nash reporting on these things, and we have people like this who actually were involved and were there, who are putting their accounts onto social media. For everybody that says, oh, social media reporters, oh, you leave it to the real news, you're doing it. Look, this is so important to get this information out there, okay? Sedi Nash is doing a great job by putting this out there and broadcasting this and amplifying her voice. She's saying the news media are not talking about how effed up this situation was. Okay, that's why people like Sedi and me, we're going to try and amplify these voices and let people know this is really what was going down that day, and this is not cool. It's not okay.
It's never been cool. I don't know who decided.
I think the authorities, they will.
I don't know who made it cool to do, but I just remember people trying to get in the streets to get money. I don't know where it fell off to where motherfuckers decided they want to pick up guns and start being cool, and everybody want to make that cool. And everybody, first of all, everybody can get a gun. It's 2025. If you can't get a gun the legal way, you can still get a gun. With that being said, y'all out here trying to make being a shooter cool, and anybody can do that. Like, the hard thing nowadays is get you some money. Go get some money. Show somebody a bankroll. That's what you need to do, instead of trying to up a gun. Like, move your mom out the hood. Move your family out the hood. That's gangster. Ain't all this shooting shit, that ain't gangster. Anybody could do that. Like,
we'll get to the bottom of this eventually. Okay, they will want to hear these first-hand accounts of how bad that situation was, but I just really feel this woman's pain.
I don't want to know nothing about. I'm not slow to the hood shit, but I don't live that lifestyle either.
But that's what she said, right? She was basically saying that nobody that was at the party, and they're saying that the party was, unfortunately, despite being a 2-year-old's birthday party, there was over 100 attendees, and a lot of people were gang affiliated.
What I tell you at the beginning? What the hell I tell y'all at the beginning? I seen something in the comments said she got 3 baby daddies from over there, right? And they're all gang members. Who's to say some of the homies ain't gonna come? Like I said, you got the opposite side thinking like, all right, I know for sure I'm gonna get at least X amount of motherfuckers if I pull up and do my stuff, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna put the blame on the mom. And I put the blame on the mom because, in my opinion, I get you're innocent, but you know who you're dealing with, and you know who you dealt with. And with that being said, you got 3 baby daddies from over there. You ain't slow to how the politics is going on. And I say that to say this. Knowing what's going on and stuff, you shouldn't have had that party in Stockton. You should have had that party somewhere else. Should have had that party somewhere else. It wasn't worth it. I can understand if your baby daddies was not members from a set. I can understand you having a party in Stockton. You're not thinking nothing like that would happen, but you got 3 baby daddies from over there. You got to be smarter than that. Because what if that was you that died? What if that was your kid that died? Like, you just got to be smarter than that. And because you want to have a birthday party in Stockton when you got 3 baby daddies from over there, this is the outcome. Like, people got to be smart all around. Like, that's just my...
Obviously, a lot of these folks that are gang affiliated, they're not going to talk to the police.
In so many ways.
For you to have 3 children dead, four people lost their lives, like how are the police coming and saying you didn't see anything? And I feel like this woman is so brave for putting her account of this story out there, because the police are going to be getting a wall of silence from these alleged gang members. They're not willing to say what went down, but this is so important. She's letting people know just how.
They're not gonna be. They're not willing to say what goes down until them people arrest them. Man, all these niggas be telling, bro. I don't care what nobody say. You got they say it's like 1% of the community that gangbang, and out of that 1%, you got 0.1% that actually keep it solid. Like, these niggas ain't really keeping it solid like that. These niggas just want to live the lifestyle of the show and try and make everybody believe they cool. And then at the end of the day, they get locked up, and then they crying and telling and doing all this extra shit. Don't nobody want to hear that. You should have been in school and doing sports and something like that, not doing the life that you wasn't built for. Like,
bad this was. Now, she's not pointing anybody out. She's not saying who was responsible. There will be some of that going on. You best believe if there's 150 people at this party, and yes, some of them are gang affiliated, some people are going to want to talk to the police, and they will get to the bottom of this.
I just thought we were supporting a birthday party, but it was kids. That's what's funny. It was kids. They didn't make it out. It wasn't adults. I can't unsee the flash, the bullet wounds, the body. I can't.
Yeah, of course.
It took so long to get there. The fucking ambulance so long to get there. They did not come to like.
They always take forever to get there. Then on top of that, look at where y'all at. Y'all in one of the worst cities right now, in California. They not in a rush to get over there.
45 minutes later, so they were doomed.
They scared. They want to make sure they get over there when it's all over.
She saved so many lives. I don't know, y'all. It was crazy. But from the inside, it was the worst feeling in the world. And I know if you're going to make it out, I don't even think
You know what would be crazy to me? Y'all got police roaming throughout the city, just doing their job, roaming throughout the city, making sure everything being peaceful and copacetic. And then y'all get a call, and then y'all send a call out to officers. And if it's officers roaming through the city, it should be some officers within the area. How the fuck does it take y'all 30 minutes to an hour to get there? I don't be understanding stuff like that. I've never understood that. It's just, they don't be caring, and they scared. They want to make sure everything gets done and over with. By the time they get there, they just want to, the niggas be scared.
I tried to panic, but I'm so sorry for all the lost souls. The kids, the parents.
Yeah,
They were
rest
probably
in
all
peace to
crying.
kids, man.
They ain't
That's
got
the
no
saddest thing
sleep.
of all.
You don't ever see your kids again. My kids are traumatized. I'm traumatized. They said they don't ever want to go to a birthday party again.
Join ICE with bonuses up to $50,000 and generous benefits. Join.ice.gov.
So tasty, it could make Poseidon switch to a spoon. Holy divine taste from the Greek gods.
So sad. Now,
my kids are traumatized. I'm traumatized. They said they don't ever want to go to a birthday party again.
I thought I heard that right. Yeah, so see, that's what I mean. Them kids is traumatized. And who's to say other kids ain't thinking like that? Like, she just said her kids don't want to go to no more birthday parties ever again. And I don't blame them from thinking that, because they traumatized now. Like, all because niggas want to be, like, it's just lame, man.
So sad. Now, in spite of, some people, and, I'm so grateful for that harrowing account of the incident, I feel like that needs to be put out there. She said that, she feels like the authorities weren't necessarily asking or
I will say, everybody talking about the kids, but I heard he wasn't on no I heard bro wasn't no member doing no shit like that. So if that's true, rest in peace to bro, because yeah, he didn't deserve to lose his life like that either. He wasn't even involved in shit.
Looking into or even finding out or knowing just how serious things were at that incident, but what we do know is that now all 4 of the victims who lost their lives have been identified, and as you can see, these are just kids, man. It's just so sad. You know, I believe the oldest individual was 21, but come on, man, like, this is someone with their whole life ahead of them. I mean, it's not quite the same as the children, but it breaks your heart. Okay, 2 little girls, 2 young men losing their lives way before their time, man. And
right.
You know, the news have identified them now. We're beginning to know a little bit more about just these heartbreaking stories and the families that are just shattered by this. We did touch on in the previous update that I did on this, Amari Peterson,
and they're not gonna give us everything. The more they find out, the more they give us, bit by bit. They're not finna give us everything they know. That's just
his father and what he was going through. He had a lot of strength to get onto the news and give his account of what went down and talk about the grief that he was dealing with.
Yeah,
but like now cool. we've learned all 4 of the victims' names, and it's been named publicly by the news.
Tonight we are learning more information about the 4 young people killed in that mass shooting. Starting with Maya Lupian. She was 8 years old. She was a 3rd grader at an Aspire Apex Academy. The school shared a statement from her family saying that Maya loved to dance, sing, and draw. She was a purple belt in karate and loved being active. She excelled in school, and she loved her extracurricular activities.
A GoFundMe has identified the 8-year-old as Journey Rose Riotutar Guerrero. She's described as kind and playful. Journey Rose was in the 3rd grade and loved to tell her family about what she learned every day.
Family and friends have identified the 21-year-old as Susano Archuleta. Susano was at the party with his girlfriend. His family was told that Susano protected children and his girlfriend when the shooting broke out, putting them in a closet to hide.
I mean, it's heroic to hear that. And, you know, there's been a lot of hate for some of the victims that I've seen online. People saying, you know, that it was gang members, it was a gang party, they shouldn't have had 100 gang members around children. But that's not necessarily the case for everybody there, and nobody wanted this to happen. And, you know, you're hearing the story about Susano, you know, essentially looking out for the people around him and trying to save the people around him and trying to protect the people around him. We don't know exactly how the sequence of events went down, but clearly, you know, he may well have laid his life down on the line to protect those people around him, and it's just so sad that this is a situation where that's even a decision that's having to be made.
And Amari Peterson was 14 years old. A GoFundMe page created by the family remembers Amari as bright and loved. He played football and basketball and was planning to go to college.
Yeah,
Cecil Hannibal spoke with Amari's basketball coach tonight.
He left everything on the court. He wanted to make his dad really proud.
Amari Peterson, a 14-year-old with a passion to win on the court and in the classroom.
He was good in school, you know, straight A student. He didn't talk back. Just honestly, just a genuine
that's
overall.
The sad thing that pisses me off. It's always the good kids like that be losing their life in situations like this. It's always a kid like that. Oh man, he probably was gonna be something too. All A's, didn't talk back, football and basketball. His dad was saying how he made a little nickname for him because he was so fast, and bro could have probably made something of himself, and we'll never know now because people want to do dumbass shit. Like,
I
really hope these dudes get caught.
Sorry, just a good kid.
A good kid who lost his life in Saturday's mass shooting at a children's birthday party in Stockton.
Worse, man.
It's just heartbreaking to see, man. It just kills me to see, man. People saying this world is full of evil. Jesus, we need you.
Crazy.
Rest in peace to these 4 victims, and my sincerest condolences and prayers to the families. People saying when the law is too lenient, there is no protection for innocent citizens and no deterrence to speak of. It takes decades to execute a criminal. These gangsters aren't scared of the law, and they don't think twice to kill you. It's very sad, man, but there's you know, there's some
they're not scared of the law,
truth
but
to those
they scared
those
to knock
statements,
down
man,
who
you
they
know,
need to knock down.
Whatever protection should have been in place for society for this to not happen was lacking that night, and it's so sad. Now, I'm going to touch on some other things now. As discussed earlier, the rappers and alleged gang members at the party You've heard in my previous videos some of these famous names that are affiliated with different sets in Stockton perhaps are the reason why this was targeted. The names MB Nell, MB Nano, Flyboy Dougie Threes, who were all tied to Crip sets from South and Southwest Stockton. Now, the alleged shooters, however, they're believed to be from the Lewis Park Bloods in West Stockton, and they're allies with EBK, which is obviously EBK J-Bo's crew, very famously. Now, what's really crazy is that Dougie Threes, a rumored target of the shooting, who is now jailed for violating his probation for being around the gang members at this event where allegedly 100 people were in attendance and some were gang members. Crazy is that Dougie Threes, a rumored target of the shooting, who is now jailed for violating his probation for being around the gang members at this event where allegedly
See what I told you at the
people...
beginning of the video. They got stuff. They got probations and all that to where like you can't even be around gang members. You can't be around violence. Like I remember years ago, young boy had got put on probation or locked up because he was around something and it wasn't even him, and just because he was around it, he got in trouble. Like they be making weird ass laws like that.
Were in attendance and some were gang members. He has now spoken out from jail about his experience during the shooting, and as we heard from that woman earlier who gave her first-hand account of what went down, you know, you got to give it, you got to show respect to even have the strength and the confidence to even be able to open up about this and be honest about,
let's see what bro say, because
you know what went down, and at least he's trying to set the record straight. So let's hear what you had to say.
And tonight, we're now hearing from a man who attended that party and witnessed the shooting. He, along with another man, were arrested for parole violations.
To be very clear, they are not considered suspects in the mass shooting. But 25-year-old Billy Williams claims that some social media posts blame him for what happened, saying he was one of the targets. He tells us he actually tried to help the victims.
They should know that I would die for those kids. I ran in front of everybody for those kids. I picked all those kids up. I brought them to the front yard. The little boy, Amari, that little girl, I carried all of them to the front, and I don't understand where they get it all.
So he's basically saying that, look, he tried his best to save people.
Right.
He picked people up. He tried to carry them to the front. Okay. They're basically saying, look, his name's being dragged through the mud. He's saying they should know he was willing to die for those kids. He ran in front of everybody. He tried his best. He basically did everything he could to try and save people. Okay. And it's unfortunate because obviously I think a lot of people are really just focusing on the gang membership and, you know, basically just this idea that, you know, they're all at fault. They're the ones that attracted the bullets for these incidents. But realistically,
stop taking meeting notes and let ClickUp AI Note Taker do it for you. It allows you to focus on your meetings, not your notes.
As a gang member, you're probably someone that's a lot more fearless, that's willing to jump in front of those bullets. Now, whether or not you're the reason those bullets are flying in the first place is another question. But at the end of the day, I don't even know. I'm actually conflicted, man. You guys are going to have to let me know. Because on the one hand, it's like, are these the protectors that you actually need? Or are they bringing these problems to the community?
Bro, what the hell do you mean? They bringing these problems to the community? Because that don't even make no fucking sense, bro. Now, I can understand if we having this conversation and they just came to a kid's party with nothing but kids. It was no gang members in attendance or none of that, and they just showed up with nothing but kids. I can understand that. But they came there for these specific people. Obviously, they didn't hit their targets, which they never do. They always end up hitting somebody different, but they came shooting up the place because, then again, like the lady said on her little video, it was gang members in attendance, and it wasn't just a little amount. It was a nice amount of gang members. They coming to get them. They ain't coming for no reason. Like, y'all gotta make it make sense.
But even him saying this, clearly this
like,
has affected him, and he doesn't want to feel like he's the reason these people got hurt. And he's trying to say, look, I did everything that I could to try and actually help everybody in that situation.
Yeah, that's cool, but don't sit here and act like they just came to kill kids. No, they came because y'all was in attendance. That's the main reason they came.
And it's basically not. It's basically just not. It's not right. Like, he wants to get some, I don't know if respect is the right word, but he basically wants to get some, you know, some props, and he wants to set the record straight.
There ain't no props about it. Did you, and I ain't even trying to talk like this on here, but there ain't no props about it. Did you blow your gun? Parole or not? And see that, never mind. We gonna
I tried my best to help in that
skip
situation. All right, he can't do anything, can't go back in time and change that situation. But he's saying that he tried his best to help people out, and now he's locked up.
From or whatever they heard about me. No matter what I said in the song, no matter what I ever said, I never wanted to harm no. I never wanted to see nothing happen to kids.
So he's saying, he's referencing some of these earlier lyrics and these back and forths, and he's basically saying, look, no matter what I said in a song, I never wanted to see nothing happen to no kids.
So why are you rapping about it?
Tonight, we are learning more information about the 4 young people killed in that mass shooting, starting with Maya Lupian. She was 8 years old. She was a 3rd grader at an Aspire Apex Academy. The school shared a statement from her family saying that Maya loved...
So I believe we did see this in the last reporting, right? So I won't play that again. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy to just hear him talking from behind bars. To be honest, that's very rare. I don't think you very often hear about situations where guys are getting locked up after these mass shootings and they're managing to speak to the news on a jail call so quickly afterwards. But clearly this is such a heinous incident that they really clearly, like, they want to set the record straight. They don't want everybody thinking that they're responsible and they're now, you know, part of what's going on, and they brought this on themselves. Now, there's some interesting comments under this one. People saying, well, I understand that this is a gang-related targeted shooting. I would like to offer my condolences to the innocent folks and condemn those who got their family members killed. They're kind of casting judgment on the gang members. It says, this situation is horrible, flat out, but you newsheads just keep babbling the same narrative and misleading regular people who don't know any better. Stop acting like this is so unusual. The very young kids is terrible, and that is unusual, but kids 12 and up die regularly by participating in gang activity, and you don't report on that. The 21-year-old, this is a crazy... I'm going to keep reading it. This seems good. The 21-year-old, the aunt says of him, he was a good kid and he went on to the celebration for a friend of his. It was his friend's daughter, I believe. He was arrested on the 24th of August and charged with possession of a machine gun, no less. See below for the rest of his charges. The guy in jail, Billy Williams, he's a gang member too. He is the birthday girl's uncle. The birthday girl's mum, she said all the right things, but she's no angel. She has a rap sheet.
What I tell y'all? What I tell y'all? What the fuck did I tell y'all? Says the... Let's see what you guys say. Let me play it back. What the fuck did I tell y'all? I already knew. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I've been out here in California for a minute now. I knew she wasn't innocent by that neck tattoo. I was like, oh, yeah. I see it on her. I just seen it on her whole aura, mannerism. I seen it on all that. Just like, yeah, no. I seen she, you know. That's why I was saying what I was saying earlier in the video. She ain't dumb to the politics, and with that being said, you should have took this party, if you really wanted to have it, outside of Stockton somewhere. You shouldn't have had it inside Stockton, and that's why this happened. Then you got gang members flooded all through the building. Like, come on now.
He said all the right things, but she's no angel. She has a rap sheet a mile long, including prostitution, robbery, burglary, and theft, with charges in many counties of Central and Northern California. This kind of thing...
Get her out of here. Get them all out of... Bro, you're so... Bro, so... It's always underlining the underlining truth of it.
It's not foreign to these folks, but they're going to play it up. Did you see the GoFundMe accounts already popping up? All the people who watch the news will go give to them because this is so horrible. No one would have ever expected it. Apparently, not otherwise, they would have had security on the door and all over that place. There are interviews with the father of the birthday girl, and he's surrounded by security. He said he doesn't go anywhere without security. So why no security at this party where there were so many gang members and criminals mixing with old people and kids? There is no way on earth that anyone at that party didn't know who they were in the vicinity of. No effing way. So stop with the BS, news people. If regular people don't understand the problem, the right problem is not going to get fixed. Everything I wrote here is public.
I hate when for instance, let's just hypothetically speaking, I'm a part of EBK. I get smoked by one of the opposite side. Then you got my mom all on the news. He was such a good kid. He was this. He did this. He did that for the... No. Fuck no. I hate when they do that. If these kids is bad, these kids is bad. Don't be out here trying to portray to the world just to make it seem like you're a good parent. No, your son's doing this, your daughter's doing that. I hate when they try to make it seem like just an innocent kid got killed. And America been lying to us forever, bro. But that's that bullshit, in my opinion, because like y'all, from what I'm getting from the news, everyone that dies is innocent. No, ain't no way everyone that dies is innocent, bro. They be just lying to us. Like I told my mom, don't lie that if I die, do not be on the news lying. If something ever happened to me, my brother, don't lie about us and shit. Don't make it seem like we some perfect angel. Like I always say that because I don't like when people do that shit. That shit be so weird. Just to find out the mom was a prostitute, all this extra stuff. Like you know what's going on. So now, yeah, I fully blame the mom. I don't blame nobody else but the mom. You set the party up, all this extra stuff. You got multiple baby daddies that's from the same hood or from linked hoods that's rocking with each other. So you know what's going on. You know how to move, and you know. I blame the mom.
Available online. What happened to investigative reporting and news organizations who wanted to bring the truth out? Kids aren't going to stop dying until you stop lying. That comment is actually insane, but it's like...
Open a whole new world of fascinating places and people.
I knew it was something else. That's why we fucking trapped Little Rock. Break it down. I knew it was something else.
I ain't gonna lie. They're spitting. People are saying, damn, that was my kind of reaction when I saw the mum all tatted up on the neck.
What did I tell y'all? I knew. As soon as I seen the news clip, and I was like, who is this? I seen it was the mom. I looked at the bottom of the caption. It said it was the mom. I said, is this the mom? I said, oh, this is the mom? I said, yes. That was bound to happen. I ain't gonna even hold y'all. Neck tatted, just the whole aura, like, you giving off, like, kind
of generalized right away, at least in social media. Some people are saying ban guns, repeal the Second Amendment. I don't know if that is the problem, all right?
That ain't the problem.
Tired of the BS reporting on this. Not gang-related, stupidity. People are saying gang culture is so ingrained in our society in Stockton, California. Look at the mother of the 2-year-old. She works with kids and she's a gang member. The Stockton activist, the woman who got shot at the...
It may sound crazy, but just hear me out. It may sound crazy. My opinion is y'all should legalize guns because I feel like, this is just my opinion. You live in the hood. Gang members see you, they think you're a square or whatever. They think you easy to rob, all that extra stuff. Let's say they try something on you. Yeah. They try something on you. They'll try something on you with the laws now in California. I feel like if you legalize the laws to where people can actually make it a little easier for people to keep their gun on them and stuff and make it open carry or something like that, I feel like, and not just gang members, because I'm not on here just trying to make it seem like gang members are the only people just doing stuff. You got people all over the world doing stuff. Regular people, gang members, all that. But who's to say someone come up to you, they would be less likely to try you, knowing the laws and knowing that everybody is able to carry a gun and shoot that mug. Like, that's my opinion. If, like, they made it legal to where it's open carry in California, people could carry bare arms and all that, I feel like it would be violence, obviously, but I don't feel like it would be as much with the thought in the back of somebody's mind is like, you're going to have to be ready to die if you try some funny shit with somebody, because then again, everybody can carry. And when you doing a lot of stuff with the law being open carry, if it was open carry in California, which is not, but if it was, I feel like people who do crazy stuff out here will have to think to the back of their mind, like, damn, do I want to die behind this? Like, I think it would slow down a lot of crime. A lot of senseless crime. I think it would slow down a lot of senseless crime. But, like, as far as these gang stuff, that stuff gonna keep happening. That's gonna keep happening until y'all lock the whole shit up. Like, that's gonna keep happening. But, yeah.
Party. That's Cisano guy, the 21-year-old victim. He's the famous boxer Flores' cousin. We need help out here and call it what it is. Gang shooting. Saying this is why you never hang out with gangbangers, even if they're family members. Sad. It is really sad, honestly. It is really sad. I don't want to dunk on anybody too much more, okay? But it is at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's true. Because my mama show was like, I had a few family members that was doing shit. My mama was like, you better not be around them niggas. Like, and I told her, like, if I want to see my cousin, I'm gonna see my cousin. But you gotta trust in me that, like, I ain't stupid. Like, I ain't finna be all out in the hood with this nigga. No, we finna go somewhere away from all the bullshit, and I could see my family, stay out of the bullshit. But man, to the young people out there who got family members who in gangs and stuff, just be careful how you are, like, where you at with them. Always, when you with them, always pay attention to your surroundings, like, for real, because you never know what can happen. You being with that person is, it's always liable. Something can happen. Just know that, like, for real.
It is just a crazy incident.
Family or
now,
not.
Shout out to
Friend,
Renegade Media,
family,
who's been doing
won't
some really
matter.
great reporting around this situation. Okay, he's super tapped in. You should go and subscribe to him if you haven't already. He has been reporting on some of the early chatter on the internet, and he is actually talking about some people essentially pointing the finger at a certain EBK member and certain people affiliated with that set that you know from J-Bo and them of being involved in the shooting, and he's going to point out some pretty crazy stuff in this long video.
Man,
okay,
I
check
hope
this.
none of
This
these
is actually going to just blow your mind, everything in this video. Okay, so let's run through it.
Hey, y'all want to see something that's crazy? This was one of the rappers that was a primary target along with MB Nell in the Stockton shooting that hurt 19 people and 4 people lost their lives. We're talking about kids that lost their lives. On the 209 Times Instagram page, they posted the kid. But then I looked at Dougie Threes, one of the individuals that was a target at that party. He made this post, and the caption says, "I'm sorry." What are you really sorry about, though? Just because you knew the kid and you feel responsible for what you've done and what you instigated and all the enemies and the ops that you created for yourself, and they retaliated and people got hurt, but you didn't?
It's a pretty pointed video, I'm not gonna lie, and the way he's saying you're sorry, what are you specifically sorry for?
I ain't gonna lie, when I seen that was my first instance too. Like, what are you sorry for? Because you gotta investigate with these gang members, man. Like, what are you really sorry for? Explain yourself.
Just in the
He
GoFundMe
ain't
of
gonna
the
explain
victim.
himself because he ain't trying to tell himself.
Why are you sorry specifically? Yeah, they're saying that he might have been the intended target of the incident, so perhaps him and the beef that he had going on is the reason that this went down, but Renegade Media is pointing out, he's saying, why are you so specifically sorry? And he's going to give some more background.
Because I don't hear you apologizing in this video right here.
Oh, got a Glock on me. Put a button on it. Tell the five, still a dead nigga. Why they going live? Probably want me dead. Tell them niggas come and pull up. Really pay me my shot. Die. Should have thought about it before you made a scene.
Now, I want y'all to keep in mind, for y'all who not catching on, this that same nigga that was in jail. On the phone, on the news. This is that same nigga rapping.
This Stockton gang rapper has been making a lot of songs, has been disrespecting a lot of dead enemies, dead ops, making fun of...
Specifically. Yeah, they're saying that he might have been the intended target of the incident, so
Now,
perhaps
when y'all
him
look
and the
at
beef
this
that he had
video,
going on.
I want y'all to pay attention. This is the same person that was on that phone call talking about how he was trying to save people and how he was bringing them to the front yard and all this. The dude got arrested on the violation. Pay attention to this video.
It's the reason that this went down, but Renegade Media is pointing out, he's saying, why are you so specifically sorry? And he's going to give some more background.
Because I don't hear you apologizing in this video right here.
Oh, got a Glock on me. Put a button on it. Tell the five, still a dead nigga. Why they going live? Probably want me.
And see, that's the thing that pisses me off. You say in the video you got a Glock on me. Bitch ass nigga, where was your gun at when them niggas was... Man, where was you at? Like, when it was time to blow that bitch, where was it at? Like, at the crib? Like, come on now, bro. Don't these rap niggas be lying to y'all, bro.
Dead. Tell them niggas come and pull up. Really pay me my shot. Die. Should have thought about it.
Tell them niggas come and pull up. That's exactly what they did, and you didn't have that Glock. So, I don't know. These raps be so whack and cap.
This Stockton gang rapper has been making a lot of songs, has been disrespecting a lot of dead enemies, dead ops, making fun of dead people, talking about street wars and gang wars where lives were took.
So he's saying
So
that
you
this guy was
politicking.
jumping on songs,
That's
dissing
what
dead
happened.
people, talking about the war, making fun of people who had been murdered.
And then to top it off, the mama wanna have a birthday party in Stockton. I'm quite sure y'all all follow each other on social media platforms to where you seeing all this. I'm quite sure you listen to the music videos. You mess with three of the niggas from the hood. So I'm quite sure you listen to the music videos. You know what's going on. You not slow to it. It's just a lot of rest in peace to the kids, man.
And
This
then
is
that
sad
may
as
be
fuck.
that's a butterfly effect that's essentially led to certain things happening all leading up to this moment. And maybe that's why he's saying he's sorry.
I don't see you being apologetic in those videos.
Right.
See, you're apologizing on the basis that you know your actions and your lifestyle led to that incident that happened in Stockton. You can't expect people to accept your apology when a mother, and I send my condolences to her, has to grieve for her baby. And another mother and another father have to grieve for an 8-year-old baby as well. These are the consequences of you rappers' actions when y'all want to sit there and make diss tracks and diss songs and talk about dead people.
Then on top of that, when I seen Cool talking about got Glocks on me and shit, and they ain't even busting that bitch when it's time. They don't even got that bitch nowhere near in sight. That's the shit I be talking about, like, got a Glock on me, but you did not bust that bitch, not one time. Not one time. That's the... Man, these niggas...
Really spill street business and lyrics about who killed who and you're glad that person's dead. I think it's a little too late to be apologetic. But before I end this video, I want to show you this right here. This is a gang member out of Stockton named Smirk. A lot of people say he's part of the EBK camp. All you gotta do is just read the comment section. Now he turned the comments off after things got out of control and a lot of people were making accusations. But yeah, they're basically blaming this crew that they were the ones responsible. Things are starting to get heated because a lot more people are starting to speak.
Killing kids, what part of the game is that? A bunch of females there too, you're definitely going to jail. They're saying he EBK. If it turns out that EBK was actually responsible, and it was a little bit suspicious that a bunch of EBK members from jail were talking about, we don't condone this, you're overly not condoning something that, like, we might not have even thought you were involved. Now, I'm not saying that they're involved, but you're seeing these comments.
Speak up, pay attention.
Saying you spanked that guy, huh? From Fly.
And like I said in my last video, if you're from these Stockton gangs, you're part of these Stockton rap groups that instigate these kind of
people saying, you know, you done effed up, right?
Warfares. Just because the people that did it are going to be held responsible and face court and face the law, I'm still holding every gangster rapper and every gangster out of Stockton accountable, because all of you are indulging in the same criminal behavior, the same gang warfares that mean nothing, and you guys are getting innocent people killed now. It's reached that level to that extent. That's why so many people are voicing their opinions, speaking out loud, and posting. You guys, a mother that's grieving her child deserves way more than just an apology.
In my opinion, eye for an eye. That's how
it's so sad, man, but he's making a good point, man. Shout out to, hey, Renegade Media, he really a renegade out here. I ain't gonna lie, he really putting it out there like that. Now, in kind of unrelated news, okay, but it is sort of related. It's a little, I feel like this is a little bit opportunistic, but at the same time it's positive, so we can't hate on it, okay? Burna Boy, who was recently scrutinized and dragged through the mud, basically, for mistreating his fans and sending one of his fans that was suffering a tragedy, kicking them out of the show for essentially being asleep at the show. Okay, they're actually saying that Burna Boy is now offering to pay the funeral expenses for families affected by this tragedy, and this was posted by Jason Lee, and you know, he's basically somebody that's kind of, you know, in the Hollywood reporting. See, I think he runs Hollywood Unlocked, right? It says, what happened to Amari and the other young lives taken this weekend has shaken me in a way that's hard to put into words. As someone who was shot in this city, as someone who stood over my own brother after he was murdered, I know this pain. I know the trauma these families are waking up with every single day now, and I know how moments like this can change you forever.
Facts.
When Amari's mother showed me his pictures, shared his scripture, and told me about his 3.8 GPA and his dreams, I saw myself as a young kid in Stockton, a kid full of potential, a kid with faith, a kid trying to rise above circumstances that he didn't choose. Amari deserved a full life. All of these children did. After the Breakfast Club shared his story, it caught the attention of Wack 100, who reached out and connected me with Burna Boy. Burna didn't know these families, but when he heard what happened, he stepped up with compassion and offered to cover the funeral costs for all of the kids lost. That kind of love and generosity matters. It won't erase the tragedy, but it gives these families one less burden to carry while they're facing the unimaginable. So to Wack and Burna Boy, thank you for standing with our community, thank you for honoring these young lives, and thank you for reminding Stockton that even in our darkest moments, people are willing to show up.
Yeah, I seen that too. Shout out, I ain't know Wack was helping. Definitely shout out Wack, taking care of his coast. He be doing that a lot, and I respect Wack. A lot of people don't like Wack, and I don't know why, because y'all be doing weird ass shit. He exposed y'all for it, and y'all want to get back at him after y'all that done it. I don't be understanding that. Then y'all want to make it seem like he be... That's another story for another time. But man, shout out to Wack 100, shout out to Burna Boy. Yeah, that's some real activity right there. That's real nigga shit.
Stockton, we have to do better for our kids. We have to honor Amari and every child we've buried by fighting with everything in us to make this city safer, more loving, and more protective of our youth. They deserve better, and we must do better. Justice for Amari, Stockton strong, end gun violence. Massive shout out to Whack 100, and he did actually respond to it. Said, saddens my heart to see and hear this. Condolences to the family and extreme gratitude for Jason Lee for the friendship. To Burna Boy, you are one of a kind to know and have it in your heart.
He do, and then he did say he rock with Jason Lee, and Jason Lee I think like the mayor of Stockton. So that's cool. They got
Families
little,
out.
friendship
Your helping
there.
hand won't go unnoticed. May the Creator continue to bless you, man. Shout out to Whack 100 for making that happen, man. Look, this situation is just
Real
so
nigga.
sad. I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like we might start to soon see maybe some ideas of who might have been responsible for this. Now, this Renegade Media video, okay, this was interesting. He's putting forward different theories. He's saying that, you know, the EBK members, they're taking their pages private. They're turning the comments off, okay?
Try doing all that for
He said in his song, Pull Up, and they did.
Hey, what I tell y'all? He said, got a Glock on me, pull up. Them niggas pulled up and you didn't blow your pipe not once. You need to have it on you and you still got arrested. Lame ass nigga. Like,
saying some of the songs mention something they don't care if they're enemies with their kids, they dust them off too. Something might have happened to make someone angry enough to do this type of stuff without the concerns for innocent lives. People saying he knows who got touched, that's why he ain't safe. People are saying his music's garbage. But I don't know. Look, I'm not pointing the finger, okay? People are saying shut up, the kids function though, no matter who their kids, who they're the kids though, streets are crazy, ain't no more big homies and rules. People are saying they'll get their issues, believe that. Right? It's going to catch up.
it's going to be one or two things that happen. You're going to get caught in the streets and going to get dead the worst way. Or you're going to go to jail, prison. And when you go to prison, they're going to get your paperwork. And when they get your paperwork, bro, they finna do you so... Whoever was involved with this, they finna do you so bad, bro. That's one thing I do know. California, in the prisons and stuff, they don't be playing with these weirdo charges like shit like that, pedophile charges, none of that shit. Like, when they see this, you finna get done the worst way. Whoever did this,
Well, then when there's kids involved and they messed up bad, I feel for the family and them kids, his time coming. So look, we don't know if that particular individual is the person responsible, but no doubt the FBI are on the case, the local authorities are on the case.
It ain't gonna be long before y'all caught. The FBI is
Everybody
on this.
is doing everything they can to solve this situation and try and get resolution, try and get justice. So I will keep you guys updated.
I get them at the most a year and a half of freedom max. And that's max. I get them at the most a year and a half of freedom before they get locked up for what's going on if they don't get caught in the streets.
I literally, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and when these guys get arrested, which will probably not be too far from now, if I'm honest with you, because this situation is hot. Everybody's going to jail. It's over with. It's cooked. Over with. And if it turns out that these guys are really affiliated with EBK, if it's really EBK that's responsible for this, whole set is going extinct. FBI, Donald Trump about to get involved.
J-Bo already locked up. You niggas are doing weird shit like this. If y'all did it, y'all doing weird shit like this, yeah, the whole set ain't gonna be no more EBK with the feds there with y'all, boy. Ooh, it's gonna be, it's gonna be over. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments about the video. That's the video. Drop a like, comment, subscribe. And if y'all rocking with me, share the channel. But yeah, the Fed, if EBK did do this, boy, y'all finna go extinct. Boy, this is finna be a wrap. But y'all be safe. That's the video, y'all.